Welcome back, YouTubers, to my channel of an everyday life of an Aspie. If you're following me right now and you're new to my channel, I welcome you with open arms. I'm Aspie. I'm all about creating mental health and awareness, as well as sharing my life stories with my experiences and training in the mix, as well with Asperger's syndrome and these other conditions that comes with it. I also create some, messages of hope for the ones that are personally struggling, hopefully with any other life struggles, regardless what it may be, losing a friend, family member, whatever it may be. And then I'm hoping that when I'm touching these spaces that you'll learn something along the way. And my goal is, like I said so many times, is to remove all the stigma and stereotyping of this condition and other mental health disorders that comes into the territory, along with also basically hopefully being an advocate for you, or just a support person somehow in one way or another when I'm reaching out to you in this full screen here, obviously in one way or another as support, because I know what it feels like to be, judged and whatnot, and I know it's a tough world up there just to try and be who we are sometimes. Before I run out of time, I just want to do a quick summary or overview of what I've done. What I've done so far is, even though they're not up there yet, is some more mental health awareness theories of certain bits, and I'm also going to be doing some research or some recordings of my conference meeting that I attended to yesterday on Wednesday, 30th of November. And if you want to know more of what I've learned in that, stay tuned on that. Also feel free to, subscribe for more, hopefully daily, weekly updates of what I've been up to, so that you can know in the loop of what's going on, because like I said, I really want to reach out to many of you as much as I can, regardless what it may be. If you guys are personally struggling in your own personal life, that you're looking out for, messages of hope, advice, tips, whatever, or you just need someone there just to know that, they're there. But also feel free, I can't stress it enough, to just maybe PM me if you want to, via either through YouTube here or on my AspieAnswersAll page, basically, because like I said, I'll do the best I can to seek your answers to, and just, give you a message of support as much as possible. So no further ado, guys, this one helps someone with a panic attack part 3, dealing with the severe part of it, or tackling the severe panic attacks when you see someone that you love and care about. Just as a disclaimer, as always, as I keep forgetting to add some of these as I'm sharing these, I'm no medical journal doctor, I'm just a normal everyday person that's just going about her personal struggles, sharing her life stories and everything else, just to bring messages of hope and understanding. But if you see any clinical signs and symptoms based on the mental health series that I'm sharing out, regardless what they may be, do seek medical help and attention for yourself or for your loved one, because as I said before, I don't forever condone self-harm on anyone, and that everyone deserves to be happy one way or another and be feeling safe. So let's begin this last bit of part 3, tackling the severe panic attacks. Number 1, seek medical help and advice. Right, as we know, basically, if the symptoms of a panic attack doesn't subside within a few hours, as they say, consider seeking urgent medical advice. Though it may not be a life or death situation, make the call anyway, regardless, if only for another form of advice. The emergency doctor basically would most likely will give the patient Valium or Xanax and possibly a beta blocker like Antinolol to calm the heart and adrenaline in the body. Obviously, it's no brainer, but then again, it's based on what I said before, like many things that goes on in our lives. We need to know the who, what, why, the triggers, the causes, what caused them, where we are at the time of those, triggers and causes that set it off the first time, why it's happening. Is there anyone else involved that's causing it, or is it, something out of our control and whatnot? So bear that in mind also. Number 2, help the person to find therapy. I know for a fact that many people may not agree that certain therapy treatments may not be good or value for others. But, I find that if you find your own form of therapy, regardless what it may be, you're guaranteed that you might, enjoy it and actually continue on it. What I mean here also, though, you've got to remember, as I'm saying this, panic attacks are a form of anxiety. As always, they should be treated by a medical professional team. A good therapist should be able to pinpoint the panic attack triggers, or at the very least help the individual to get a better grasp on the physiological side of the situation. If they do begin it, allow them to proceed at their own pace. My advice here is let them know that therapy is not about looks or not for coops, I should say. It is a legitimate form of health that millions of people are a part of. What's more, a therapist may prescribe a medication that helps the problem in its tracks. The medication may not stop the attack completely, however, but will surely lower the amount and frequency of them in the near future. Number 3, last but not least, take care of yourself. You may feel incredibly guilty that you aren't the one freaking out during a friend's panic attack, but this is normal. You need to look after yourself as well. Know that being alarmed and all that and being a bit scared is a healthy response to witnessing one of these episodes of your family, friend, or just someone in general that you know that you've witnessed had this panic attack. If it helped, ask the person if you can talk about it later so you can handle better in the future. Okay, there are some tips and advice or other suggestions here I want to actually bring out to you. Some other tips. Number 1 is if someone close to you has a panic disorder and the panic attacks are quite frequent, it may strain your relationship a bit. How you deal with these effects of the panic disorder on your relationship is beyond the scope of what I've addressed to you in this video, but it should be addressed with professional help. You need to maybe question yourself, are you willing to continue the relationship if you're in a relationship with someone that's same, but don't forever leave them completely, you know. Let them know that you still care and you're there for them for support regardless, you know. Another tip here is number 1, least frequent symptoms will include the following: disturbing or negative thoughts. Number 2, racing thoughts. Number 3, feeling of unreality. Number 4 is basically feeling of impending doom. Number 5 is your feeling of impending death. And number 6 is blotchiness. Another tip is if the person wants to be alone, then obviously give them that space. Don't ever feel offended if they do ask this, you know, even though they may be doing you know, a world of good so that you don't have to witness and experience their panic attacks, you know, and feel kind of guilty themselves. Another tip here is ask them to visualize something beautiful like the ocean or a green meadow to calm their mind, or just anything that will calm their mind. Like I said, it's important to have a form of, you know, distraction to ease them off where they are. Okay, another tip here is if a paper bag isn't available, try having the person using their hands cupped together. Breathe into the small hole between the thumbs. Okay, another one is don't hesitate to call the emergency services team for help. That is their job, to help you as well as the person. If they have a phobia and it triggered the attack, take them away from that trigger or cause of that, you know, attack. Okay, another one, also take them outside if their panic attacks out in a crowded or loud place. They need to relax and get it out in the open. Even if many people may, you know, stare at you when you're doing this. Many people will need to be aware of what's going on, but you don't have to forever explain it while they're going through it. However, just wait till it subsides maybe. If they have a pet nearby, research has shown that petting a dog lowers their blood pressure. Suggest focus the brain on colors, patterns, and counting. The brain cannot focus on what that as well as the attack. Again, as I said, distraction is good. Also, if this is a repeated episode, assure the person that they will be okay. Have them repeat, I'm going to be okay, and other self-assuring words. I am more than this attack. I can get through this. You know, I'm better than this. I'm stronger than the attack at hand. Give them some information words, because obviously at the end of the day, as I've learned basically through my anxiety panic attacks, what I've been through in the past and present, that it's good to have affirmation words and also have a bit of distraction and support nearby. Okay, another one is encourage them to use the restroom. Relieving oneself helps the toxins pass out of the body and will also help them to contract them something else. Right, last but not least, getting into the child's pose, the yoga position, I mean, may likely eventually help them calm down. Okay, some warnings just to be in mind also while I'm ending this. During a panic attack, an asthmatic person may feel that they need the inhaler because of their chest tightening and the shortness of breath. Make sure they are really having a panic attack and not an asthmatic attack, because taking an inhaler when not needed can worsen a panic attack, as the medicine is meant to speed up the heart rate. So I'm saying this, what I'm saying here is we need to differentiate between the two, you know, if they're having a panic attack or an asthma attack, even though everything's different there. Okay, number 2 for the warnings is breathing into a paper bag causes the inhalation of carbon dioxide, which can result in respiratory acidosis. Respiratory acidosis is a dangerous condition which disrupts the binding of oxygen to hemoglobin, which is your blood. Any such attempts to control panic attacks using a paper bag should be closely monitored or not to be used at all. So they're trying to say now that, you know, nearly again as an option not to use paper bags. Number 3, panic attacks, especially to someone who has never had one before, often may seem like they're having heart attacks, but heart attacks can be delayed. And if there's any question as to which one it is, it's best to call emergency services. Number 4 or 5, I'm up to check that the cause of poor breathing isn't asthma, as asthma is an entirely different condition and requires different treatments. Number 6, it should be noted that any asthma sufferers that may experience panic attacks or have panic attacks in general, it is crucial that these people re-establish their control of breathing. If a person fails to restore their breathing to a normal pattern of respiration and they don't seek emergency medical attention in a timely manner, the resulting asthma attack can have dire consequences. In some cases, may lead to death. Number 7, if I'm up to that, if using the paper bag method, the bag should only be placed around the nose and mouth sufficiently to ensure that expired breath is rebreathed. Do not ever place the bag over the head, and plastic bags shouldn't never be used. It's a forever no-no. And last but not least, although most panic attacks aren't fatal, if a panic attack is because of an underlying reason such as tachycardia or arrhythmia or asthma and all the physiological processes of the autonomic nervous system not in harmony, then death could occur. Uncontrolled tachycardia can also lead to death. Well, basically that ends the 3-part series of how to stop a panic attack. Give me the like or thumbs up for support. Feel free to comment below if I missed out anything, or feel free to message me or comment below open for discussion if you feel the need or have to about how you deal with your panic attacks. I think we can actually get this ball rolling for discussion. Feel free to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. Feel free to share these videos around to family and friends. Feel free to follow me on my social media sites. Do what you love what you do. Until next time, Aspie signing out, and I'll see you all again soon. Have a great